Sarah Palin in Cleveland earlier today. Hard to believe she made her convention debut just 2 weeks ago today in St. Paul. Americans, after all, are still getting to know her. Reporters are still fact-checking what they hear from her, as our own Savannah Guthrie does for us tonight.
Her running mate has said she knows more about energy than anyone in America.
She knows more about energy than probably anyone else in the United States of America.
And in her first television interview since being nominated, Sarah Palin herself said this.
As the governor of this state that produces nearly 20% of the U.S. domestic supply of energy.
A remark she refined a bit this week.
My job has been to oversee nearly 20% of the U.S. domestic supply of oil and gas.
But no matter how you slice it, she's wrong. Alaska accounts for only 3.5% of America's total energy production, 7.5% of oil and gas. A campaign spokesperson now says the governor was only talking about oil.
When you look at the domestic oil production, we do supply 15 to 20%.
On overseas travel, did she or didn't she go to Iraq? Campaign aides told a few reporters she did. The McCain campaign later backtracked, saying she visited a border crossing with Kuwait, going briefly into Iraq. But the Alaska National Guard says Palin never entered Iraq at all. An aide also said Palin visited Ireland, but the campaign had to backtrack again. Yes, she'd been to Ireland. Her plane stopped at the airport to refuel. Another question about her foreign policy credentials: has she ever met with foreign leaders? Palin said this in the ABC interview. I have not, and I think if you go back in history and if you ask that question of many vice presidents, they may have the same answer as I just gave you. But historians say the facts tell a different story.
Actually, if you look at history, since Pearl Harbor, every single vice presidential candidate of a major party has had some pretty serious exposure to foreign leaders, with the exception of Spiro Agnew.
And then there's that bridge in Alaska. As NBC reported,
I support these infrastructure projects.
Palin initially supported the bridge and killed it only after Congress pulled its backing. The state kept the money. But the McCain campaign continues to tout Palin's opposition to the bridge. This campaign ad aired just last night during network newscasts.
She stopped the bridge to nowhere.
And it's a line Sarah Palin rarely misses an opportunity to repeat.
I did tell Congress, thanks, but no thanks. Thanks, but no thanks. Thanks, but no thanks on that bridge to nowhere.
Even now, the bridge project isn't dead. At Palin's direction, Alaska's Department of Transportation is still considering alternatives to link the town of Ketchikan to its airport, including several bridge proposals with federal earmarked dollars. The McCain campaign has carefully controlled access to Palin, including during her stop here today in Michigan. But both sides are fiercely battling over her record. McCain has launched a Palin Truth Squad, while Obama's team has assembled what it calls Palin Mythbusters. Savannah Guthrie, NBC News, Grand Rapids, Michigan.